today I've got a fabulous and amazing a new guest from South Africa. Her name is Shamila Ramjawan. And Shamila believes that our message to the world must be words of encouragement, motivation, and inspiration. If you live it, you should share it. And I couldn't agree more, really. So welcome, Shamila. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm so excited about this. You know, we had the technical glitches earlier on, and I know the audience was waiting for this interview, but I do apologize. You know, some things are beyond our control, but we're here now and we can have a chat.
Absolutely, guys. We just made it happen. And that's just to show that in life, everything that can happen, we are be able to find another way and a solution to the problem. And here we are. So Shamila, if you had to pick a color to match your energy today, what color would you choose?
Wow.
I can see that. This is why I'm actually starting with that question, because I see that red is your color. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So I just, I feel red is a confidence color. And whenever I am wanting to be more confident and optimistic and just to be out there, my color is red. So it's either red lipstick or wearing something in red. My talk show is the Red Corner Show. So I love red.
Absolutely.
I just feel it does something to your whole persona, and it just gives you this warmth, this feeling of just going there, getting out there and just acquiring what's yours. I think that is what I actually aim for all the time.
Fantastic, fabulous. So you are our first morning guest from Africa. So tell us more about what it's like living in South Africa.
South Africa is beautiful. You know, I've traveled the world. I still regard South Africa as home. I don't think I will be leaving my country. I love it. It's beautiful. The people are beautiful. We have diverse cultures. Yes, you know, we do have crime, but that's crime in the whole world. We can't be singled out for that. But it's a beautiful place to live, and the climate is lovely. Everything about South Africa is just beautiful. We're beautiful people.
Excellent, definitely, for sure. How was it for you growing up in a country with racial disparities? Because tell us more about your upbringing.
It was difficult, you know, at that time when I was little, we didn't know much about it. But, you know, as you grow older, then you are accustomed to hearing about what went on then. But I think, you know, now we all one. We regard each other as one. I think I would hope that everybody else does as well. So for me, it's just, you know, practicing exactly what I preach, and that is loving everybody.
Excellent, very nice. So what typical day look like for you in terms of what you do? Now tell us more really what the day looks like as a Shamila.
It's actually very difficult to, differentiate between the night and the day with me, because I hardly have any sleep. So I have like about 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night.
Oh my goodness.
So my day is not a 9 to 5. My 9 to 5 is being a university lecturer at the University of South Africa. And so that is my day job. And then I have my after hours job, which is my business. I'm an entrepreneur. And I'm also studying, you know, I'm in the last lap of my PhD, so which I'm hoping to acquire soon. So there's a lot that I do, and I think that takes up my time. But I think for me, it's all about managing my time effectively. And with acquiring my MBA degree, that has taught me so much in terms of business, in terms of how I manage myself, my life, my time, my day, and everything. So my normal day starts at about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes, and I love to meditate. So I spend at least 5 or 10 minutes just listening to some really soothing music and meditating. That's the way I start my day. And then I get all my, my agenda for the day in order. Obviously, we know that changes throughout the day. Yeah. And so I'm a very organized person.
Excellent. Very nice to see how you are operating just 3 or 4 hours sleep. That's amazing. So I'm aware that you are a woman of many titles and incredible achievements. So well done to you. And one of the actually projects I want to speak today as well is the Princess D Menstrual Cup. I'm really excited to know more about, first of all, why did you get involved and how it works, really? Can you tell us a little bit about the Princess D menstrual cup?
Absolutely. So I used to work in communities. I was head of corporate social investments in corporates, and I headed up the marketing team, and I was on the board for CSI a few years ago. And I found that there was a need for girls to actually attend school, because that's a huge problem here in South Africa and the rest of the world in the rural communities, where girls don't have anything sustainable to use. The normal sanitary pads that's handed out to them doesn't last very long. They have a pack of pads for a month, and then after that, they have nothing to use.
Yeah.
So, with me being a user of the menstrual cup, I decided to research it. It took me about 2 years to research it. And then I came up with my own brand, because I, found to get a menstrual cup into South Africa, it's going to take a lot of effort and it's going to cost a lot, because it was very expensive at that time. And I'm talking 5 years ago. And then I decided that I'm going to bring my own product into the market. And I was looking for a name. So I named it after my daughter, Princess Daksha. She's my only daughter. And a lot of people actually question me on that and say, why Princess D? They think Princess Diana, but it's actually Princess Daksha.
Yeah.
Yes, I took it into the market in 2016. It was a huge challenge, because now I'm pitching to men in boardrooms. And, I would attend a meeting and they would be on their phones and just ignore me, because, talking about menstruation is taboo to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And these are the stigmas that we actually want to break. We want to now encourage the conversation, because it's such a natural thing. Women should be proud to actually menstruate. And so I took it into the market. So through all those challenges, taking all the risks and becoming an entrepreneur, leaving a corporate job and fending for myself. And, with being a single parent, I don't have that second income of, usually a woman would have that second income or that support from a spouse or a partner. And I didn't have that. And so I decided that I'm going to take the risk and the plunge and start my own business. And just to focus on that, I sold my beautiful convertible and put everything into the business. It was just passion, purpose, blood, sweat, and tears. And here I am now with a global product.
Wow, amazing. Congratulations to you. That's amazing. If you would have to say about any challenge you have now, what would you say in terms of the product? And
I think, I'm going to actually preach what everybody's preaching at the moment, and that is COVID-19. So that's had a huge impact on all businesses, and especially with me exporting my product. So that's been a mammoth challenge, because a lot of the schools are closed and we cannot export because of the travel restrictions. So that has quite, been quite a thing in terms of the business side of it. But I'm very optimistic that things are going to change. We got to get used to the new norm and carry on as normal. But I do know that I have an amazing product. Although, we have these challenges during COVID, I still have my strategic partners. I have stockists in over 25 countries. I have, visibility here in our 9 provinces in South Africa. And I do get my orders, but we're not allowed to go into schools. So all my strategic partners and sponsors and donors, they buy from us and they do the handover and activation themselves. And, it's quite an intricate product, and it's something that girls need to be taught about, because it's not easy to use. For example, you can't this box, if you can see that, you can't just give a girl a box and say, here's a present for you, now go and use it, because they won't know what to do with it. It's quite a product, quite a challenge. And also it's an internal product. So it comes in this cute little satin bag, okay? They have an instruction leaflet. We take them through the whole process of how the menstrual cup is used. So, there's many folds. So this is our product. You can see on the stem, it's got the D. So it's Princess D. And it's custom made, where we have our Princess D embossed on it as well. Now, there are a lot of replicas on the market. And, because this is a product that's inserted internally, people need to be aware that there's a lot of fake products on the market. So our product is tested. We've got all the testing in place and certification. And yes, so it's a genuine product made from 100% medical grade silicone. It's very easy to use. You're going to fold. So the common fold is the U fold. So you just fold it in half like that, and then you would insert. So yeah, it works like a tampon. And when you insert, it pops open like that. So it forms a seam against your vaginal wall, and all your menstrual flow falls directly into the cup. So it gives you the leak-free protection, odor-free. Girls can swim, they can gym, they can do sport in school. There's no messy dresses. The school principals love it because there's no blockages in toilets. So it's just such an amazing product. This is a magic cup.
Fantastic.
And then they can also leave it in for up to 12 hours. So, you know, in rural areas, the girls walk for quite long distances. So they would walk to school and back, and they don't have to worry about a sanitary product, because the ideal is to change your sanitary product every 4 to 5 hours, which cannot be done, especially when you're in school. And then also, girls don't have additional products to use. So they're actually leaving the sanitary pads for longer, and that's when they end up with infections. Whereas with the cup, you can leave it in for up to 12 hours. So they would insert it in the morning, leave it in the entire day, get back home after school, and then they can remove their cup, empty it into a toilet or wash basin, rinse it, fold, and reinsert. That is the process. It's so easy.
Wow, that's amazing.
When they're done at the end of the cycle, they will wash their cup, and then it comes with a cute sterilizer cup. I'm not sure if you can see this. I think
it's very hard. The light's a bit,
And with the sterilizer cup, I've got them in 8 colors now, but these are just 6 of them.
Right, I can see. Yes.
6 of them. So they're very pretty. And the reason for that was when we go into the communities or orphanages, we find that there's different girls, they're sharing rooms, they're sharing bathrooms. So it's ideal for them not to mix their cups up, because remember, 1 cup per girl. The girl can say, okay, you know, my flow is the beginning of the month and someone else is the middle of the month, and we're going to share a cup. It doesn't work like that, because this is a very, it's a sanitary product. You don't share sanitary products. It's like your toothbrush.
No, of course.
So we encourage girls to keep them very far away from everybody and just keep them. It's a personal possession, actually.
Yeah.
And then the sterilizer cup is very cute because it opens up like this, just like that. Okay.
So I see.
So you're going to put your washed menstrual cup in here, top it up with boiling water. You just close it and you leave it aside for 15 minutes or so, and then it's sterilized. And then when you're ready to actually put it away, you would take out your cup, leave it there to dry, because remember, you don't want any fiber or anything from tissue going onto the cup, because you're going to use the same thing next month. So you empty out your water, you fold your menstrual cup just like that. Fold it like that. You can store your menstrual cup in here.
Yes.
Like that. Close it, and you can actually put this in your handbag or school bag, and that's it.
Wow, that's very easy and straightforward, Shamila. I think all the schools in the world should be actually be able to provide that to all the girls, don't you think?
Absolutely. And you know, it's so easy, Monica, because I mean, I travel the world with this, and it's not picked up by metal detectors or anything. So it's, you know, nobody can see it, nobody questions it. It's discreet, and that's it. And that's what the
wonderful.
Menstrual cup is.
Wonderful. Now and I'm curious about your fears. What fear you overcome that you are proud of, that you'll be able to share with our audience?
A few, but I'm just going to name 2 of them. So I'm really afraid of heights. So escalators and whatever, I'm forever latching onto the person next to me or holding the rail. And now with COVID, you know, we've got to actually avoid all those surfaces. I overcame that fear. Still a little bit skeptical about skydiving and all of that. I don't know, probably do it at some point. And then snakes. So for me, that is the biggest fear. And I must tell you a little story. So I was one of 8 leaders in South Africa that took part in Thrivers Season 1. And that's a reality show where we did community work, and that's going to be released hopefully soon. And it's going to be on Netflix, so you get to watch it as well. So we went out to the Western Cape, a little town called Railton in Swellendam, and we did good deeds, where we actually got involved with community work. And I don't want to too much out because I
Yeah,
want people to
just a
watch.
little bit for people to be curious. And
Yes, absolutely. So the one evening we all were having dinner around the fire because it was quite chilly that evening, and then somebody shouted that they found a snake, and I was like, "What? Where?" So I
oh my
ran
goodness.
to go and see what this was all about. The commotion was all about. It was a puff adder, but it was a baby one that was making its way towards our camps. And I was terrified. And I must tell you, Monica, I'm not a camping girl.
Yeah.
So, I mean, during that entire shooting for the 21 days, I think I packed my bags about 3 times because I wanted to leave.
You want to give up, but you didn't.
And lo and behold, when I saw the snake and they put it in the bottle and they said they're going to take it to the far end of the field and let it out and whatever, I was petrified. And I said, I'm not sleeping here tonight. I can't do this, And we all had the one-man tent and whatever. So, we weren't sharing tents and all of that. So anyway, I never slept that night. And let me tell you, the bad part of it, I got stung the same night by a spider.
Oh my God. Which one is worse?
And I was crying and I said, no, I can't do this. I need to pack my bags. Please, can we check for flights? Can we check how to get back home? Pack my bags. And the next morning I said to Nikki and Toto and Ryan, I said, I'm leaving. I can't do this and whatever. So anyway, we had a little chat and they persuaded me to stay. So I stayed. But yeah, so
that's good.
I did have a cobra. There was a show, here in South Africa that I went to, and I had a cobra around my neck. And that was, after I just froze. And I said to the guy after when he was taking it away from me, and I said, please.
Oh my God, you're very brave. I don't think I would do that.
Scary thing, and the stupid thing and humorous part of it was, after he removed the snake, I started screaming, not when it was on me.
Oh, well, do you know why? Because then the snake will be panicking and they'll be worse. So I think you did the right thing, actually.
Yes. So talking about fears, so those are my two major fears, but I think, I'm really terrified of snakes. Although a lot of people say they're harmless, some of them are harmless and whatever, but still, I have that.
Yeah.
And I think, growing up as well, we're very sheltered. We're not exposed to that. We weren't exposed to the farm life or the grass or camping. That's the sort of life. So I think that's where the fear comes in. But hopefully one day I'll get over that.
Yes, I'm sure you will. But anyway, I can't blame you anyway. So what are you seeking to achieve next? Because you have all these amazing titles, you're working so hard, you achieve so much. What do you want to achieve next then, Shamila?
There's so much that I want to do. And, I'm now busy with my PhD, and hopefully that will be done in a few months. It's just COVID that's just pulling me back, and, there's a bit of a delay, but I will definitely get there. There's a lot that I want to do in communities. I'm a true humanitarian at heart, and I think there's so much for me to still do on earth. It's my passion and my purpose to make a difference in the lives of others. And that is actually what's going to drive me to do more. So, I am affiliated to a lot of global organizations. I'm the Africa chairperson for Ladies of All Nations International. And I must give a shout out to Prof. Caroline Makaka, who is the president of LONI. Amazing person. She's my inspiration. She's my mentor. Love it.
Oh, lovely.
And, she's trusted me with LONI Africa. So there's a lot that I want to do in terms of Africa, the 54 countries in Africa. And I'm also the national president and country director for the International Youth Society for South Africa. So there's a lot that I want to do there with the youth in terms of empowerment and growing the youth community in South Africa as well, associated with IYS. And then the Africa chairperson for the Global International Alliance, headed up by Ambassador Dr. Lenora Peterson, an incredible woman as well. I actually achieved an honorary doctorate from the GIA, which I'm really proud of. So,
wow, well done.
Thank you so much. And, thanks to her, I just received the Lifetime Achievement Awards from President Biden just the other day. And I got this huge box with accolades from the USA, which I'm planning on doing, a Facebook unboxing one of the days. So,
yeah.
Really excited about that. But yes, there's a lot for me to do in terms of community work.
Absolutely. And I'm sure we're all waiting for that because we need more people like you to actually support and embrace the work that it needs to be done. And that is so good to hear that. So, if you had the chance to sit in a quiet park to have one-to-one conversation with someone, who could that be, Shamila? What would you say?
Are we talking about alive or passed on?
It's about if you have to now in the future, if you had to really sit down with someone, who do you pick? Who do you choose? Someone that you admire, anyone that you'd love to meet? I don't know. What would you say?
Wow, that is quite a tricky question. I have so many
I
people that I
do.
would love to meet in person, but it has to be outside South Africa. So I'm not going to single out anybody, but I'm
You
hoping.
could. You never know. They might come to you and just say, let's meet up and have a shot. That's the opportunity, Shamila. Just say that.
Well, I would love to meet Kamala Harris, the vice president from the USA. I think it's amazing for us to have a Black woman representing us. So,
Yes.
and also half Indian. So I would love to have a chat with her and hopefully one day, crossing fingers and everything else, that I will get to meet her.
I'm sure you will. And I'll be here just right now to actually listen to that conversation, Shamila. Just think about that. Can you imagine? That'd be amazing.
Thank you so much.
And
praying for that.
yes, definitely. We will make sure that these talks you will be watching one day soon, right? So we're nearly finishing, but I have a few other questions that I would like to ask you. And this is about really this taboo in terms of what is the hardest part for you in terms of aging? What would you say to people that sometimes they're always scared about, we're getting old, this age coming? What would you say to them?
People usually say age is a number, and I still believe that because at 57 years old, I think I have
Wow, you don't look like at all.
Thank you so much. I think it's just the good genes, but I think it's also taking care of yourself. And I still believe in self-care. It's so important, especially at a time like this with COVID-19, where we have to be mentally fit and handle what's going on because, it's really difficult with the loss of family and friends due to COVID and everybody that's sick out there. So I think, for me, it's about taking care of myself. No matter where you are, if you're at home, working from home, nothing stops you from putting on that bright red lipstick and just, feeling good for the day. And it makes so much, it makes such an impact and such a difference to the way you feel. So I would say, find a hobby. I walk every other day. I do over 10,000 steps, and just to keep fit and keep sane, to get out, enjoy the beautiful environment around me. And I think that is important. So it's just self-care. So you will age gracefully and beautifully.
Absolutely. So why have you decided to accept Moni's invitation?
I looked at your website and I looked at your talks, and it's such an inspiration. And, I always believe, and my quotation, nobody will ever realize your struggles until you disclose your story. And you're touching the lives of so many people, Monica. Thank you for everything that you're doing. You're such an inspiration. And I think there's so much that you're going to do going forward in terms of reaching out to people and people just listening to you. And, it's the same with my show as well. I think, it's just us making a difference and making an impact in other people's lives, because people can really change by listening to other people's stories.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, really. Thank you so much, Shamila. So could you share one source of inspiration you use frequently that will be very useful for people that are actually watching us now?
Wow, I have a few. I love reading The Secret because I think for me, it's all about divine intervention. What you put out there, you will receive. So it's about positive messaging forever. Just hang on to positive people, let loose of negative people, and, your life will change. But also having a positive mindset, I think that is so important. And what I also believe in is in the power of now. If you want to do something, don't procrastinate. Don't leave it for some other time. Do it now. And, my kids also, they will always tell you this. Mom always says, if we can do something today, we do it today. We don't leave it for tomorrow. And
Absolutely.
that's a motto that everyone should have. And I think for me, what is important is, I used to have this motto, dream big. And that's
Mm-hmm.
changed. It's now changed to dream bigger, because I feel that once you start reaching your goals, you don't stop. You just move the
Mm-hmm.
goalposts and you just go further. So it's dream bigger.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's right. And we didn't stop this just because we didn't have the connection on Money Life Talk Facebook. We are just doing this conversation now. It just shows exactly what you are. It's about let's find a solution and let's make it happen. Shamila, just before we go, finally, 3 takeaways from your story our audience should leave with today. What would you say? 3 things that you'd like to leave from your story.
I would say believe in yourself, because it's important. When you start loving yourself, it makes it easier for other people to love you. And make peace with what you have, the body that you are given, because you're beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. So I would say look in the mirror and say to yourself, I love you, because that is
Yes.
heart. And then take the risks. If you want to start a business, take the risks and the plunge. Okay, maybe now is not such a great time to do that, but start planning, start strategizing, because you will know exactly where you want to go in a few months' time, and just go and launch that product or launch that business, or do whatever feeds your passion, because at the end of the day, it's going to be you that's putting all that effort into it. And then the last one is to make connections with people that you haven't spoken to in a while. Because, and I will tell you this, I lost a friend due to COVID-19 in May, and I only heard about it.
I'm so sorry.
So we need to make those connections with people, because people are going through tough times. Social media is very false. People are going to come out there and they're going to smile. They're going to put these beautiful photos that they're so happy, but deep down inside, they need you. So make that call, start that conversation, and just connect.
Yes. Thank you so much, Shamila, for taking the time on a Sunday to share your story and your project with Money. We are grateful, and I am grateful, definitely. It was amazing meeting you, because I didn't know you anyway. So it's amazing talking to you. Thank you, everyone, for watching and for supporting Money Stories and the Red Corner Show. Please help us to share. They are on YouTube, Money or Inspiration channel. See you in 2 weeks' time with another story from another part of the world. Next time we will be in. Stay curious and find out later on. Look after yourself, guys. And thank you, Shamila, for everything. Bye for now.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, and keep up the amazing work. You are touching the world and you are making such a huge difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Shamila. God bless. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.